Hey everybody, this video is for Jarl from the Royal Order of Woodturners group on Instagram. Jarl asked me earlier today for dimensions on spatula blanks, and because I was telling him, he's going to a crafts fair in his area. He's, for those who don't know about, who don't follow him on Instagram, I recommend you do. He's a young high school age guy in Holland who's just loves wood turning. Took some classes recently that he posted about on his Instagram page, and he's very active in the Royal Order of Woodturners group and helps manage our page. So if you're interested in joining the Royal Order of Woodturners on Instagram, reach out to myself or Jarl. It's Jarl. That's how you spell his name. Or Tony Turns Wood. Tony's also an active member, and Naughty Pleasures and Shirts Are Creative and a bunch of others. So Jarl's one of our lead guys, manages our some of the stuff. I'm not really sure what he does. Anyway, this is for him. This is on spatula blanks. Here's, and he asked me what kind of wood can they be made out of, and what kind of dimensions, for the blanks, because he has a small lathe. It's just a small record power lathe, and so I thought I'd just make a quick video about some dimensions. This is one out of pine, local Georgia pine from here in southern United States. General rule of thumb I have is they're kind of triangular shaped. The thicker end is generally, it's better to start out square, but you can be rectangular like this one is. This one is, I'll do this in metric for anybody international uses metric. This one is 14 by 33 millimeters. Its overall length is 23 centimeters, 230 millimeters. The narrow end, the wide end, which is always thinner, this one's almost too thick, but it's at 10 millimeters thickness this way, and the width is 62. You don't have to make these exact. I never do. I just kind of give this rough dimensions and shape for the poor Americans in this. This one's 2.5 on the wide end, an inch by 1.25 inches on this end. So, and about 3/8 of an inch thick there. You can also make them out of cedar. Here's one in red cedar from my local area. I've got 3 of these and these are shorter than that pine one I just showed, but they're still all 3 basic triangular shapes. These are all 3 out of my cedar bowl that I cracked too bad while I was turning it, and I cut it into bowl blanks. I've got a video or spatula blanks. I've got a video on my channel, but you can use that. The ones I like, the wood I like the best so far out of all the stuff I've turned is this. This is oak. This is local oak from here in Georgia. It's most likely one of the red oaks. This one, again, just rough dimensions. This one is a little over 24 centimeters long. It's 85 on the wide end, 22 by 22 on the narrow end. You see it's kind of that triangular shape that way and triangular shape that way. I think oak is probably the best because it's stronger. You see I've got a whole bowl full of these oak ones. I'll just lift it up so y'all can see. This is just some of the spatula blanks I have on hand. I turn a lot of these. They make great gifts. They're great skew practice. I do them with my 1-inch skew. I've got this standard 1-inch high-speed steel skew, M2 high-speed steel skew. This is a cheap Benjamin's Best set out of a cheap Benjamin's Best. It was about that much longer when I first started with it. I've gone and kind of eased the edges, eased this one corner here, so that it slides up back and forth on the tool rest easier. Anyway, I like oak for these, but I also have made them out of pecan, and that works really well, and it has better, the pecan makes a prettier spatula, but it's no more functional or less functional than these oak ones. Let me show you one I've got, a couple I've got partially done. Stand by. Here are two oak ones I've done. I've done the turning on and the sanding of the edges and the handles, but I've still got to thin this down. You can see it's really thick. I want it to be more like this one. You see how thin this one is. I finished these out on the end to be, I think this is about 3 millimeters. You can see I've put a little curve on the end on this one side and sloped it, you know, so that like if you want to scrape in the corner, if you want to get in that rounded corner on a skillet, on a frying pan, or the bottom of a big pot, you can do that. You can also, you don't have to angle them like I have on this one. You can just leave them straight across, and just leave them straight, you know, like these are. See? You can leave them straight. It's okay. My wife has one that's like this that I made her, uses all the time. I said, hey, you want me to round the corner over so you can get in the corner of the truck? No, I like it like this, because then you can scrape really good. Anyway, good little tool for practice. This one is pecan, but it had some flaws in it right here in the joint, so I've filled those pits with epoxy. But pecan gives you better color, and they're prettier, but they're not more functional than just plain oak ones. All right, hope that helps somebody making spatulas. They're a cheap, they're a good craft sale item, good for just giving to friends and associates for Christmas gifts or whatever, birthday presents. These two right here are going to be for my daughter's mother-in-law. They're kind of a surprise. She doesn't know she's getting them, but she loves to cook, and nothing feels as good in the hand to me than wood, you know, when you're trying to handle something. So anyway, and plus there's the beauty of, you know where you got this wood. I know where I got this wood. I can tell them the address if I want to, and the history behind it. So anyway, take care all. Have a good night.